What up, people? It is Can Cats Fly, and this is the first episode of my podcast, Let's Argue Podcast. I'm seeing everyone making a fucking podcast. I thought to myself, listen, small subscribers, why the fuck? Let's start this shit now. Let's do it early so at least it can catch up later. But hey, it's my podcast, and it's called Let's Argue. It's called Let's Argue the Podcast. Sorry. So before I get the video started, I want to quickly do my shoutouts to those who have helped me with the gaming clips and the songs you listen to right now. So I'll just quickly shout them out before I get the video started. So shout out to Audio Library, Otis Mcdonald, produced by Mabbs, were the people that helped me with the music as well. Shout out to those guys, and shout out to Gamesprout for the clips you're checking out right now, the clips you are watching, you're seeing. That is gonna help me keep you guys hooked for as long as I talk my shit. So again, I appreciate you guys for watching. Also, why am I not showing my face on this podcast? Of course, if you check my YouTube channel, right, my face is everywhere. It's everywhere. You don't need to fucking look for it under a rock or some shit. I'm not fucking doing some Dora the Explorer type shit. No, not like that. My face is it's right there. Like, I still do my face on my shorts type shit. I still do my face on my shorts type shit. But for the sake of this podcast for now, I want to start out like this. I want to just take it back a little bit to retro YouTube, where like you didn't see the YouTuber's face. You saw gaming clips. And you saw how, like, you saw gaming clips and you just heard them tell you stories. So this is what the podcast is, almost is, but with a little bit of like some controversial topics, a little bit there. And yes, I'll talk about a lot of things so you can argue, so you can fight about later on. But right now, my first topic is gonna be J. Cole, centered around J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. Let's go. So, of course, why did I talk about this? Why am I talking about why the fuck is it J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar? What am I talk about? So, to give you guys a summary preview of what I'm talking about, right? I want to talk about Kendrick Lamar's perspective on like the beef, because yes, it's gonna be about the beef, of course, the beef, and also I want to talk about J. Cole, before, during, after the beef, like this whole, just how people were like shunning him, and people are still shunning him like a little bit later on. I still see some people shunning J. Cole a little bit later on, and I just want to talk about that, and also Kendrick Lamar's perspective on this whole beef. So, again, right, let's just start off with Kendrick Lamar. Of course, there will be no timestamps for now. I'm still a noob at editing, so I'm gonna be editing as hard as I can. And my laptop is shitty. My voice is cracked as shit. I'm struggling to get some notes out right now without fucking losing breath, but I will try my best. Anyway, let's talk about Kendrick Lamar first. Let's start with Kendrick Lamar and his perspective on this whole rap beef. So of course, we all know what happened. There's 1,000 videos on this whole topic of Kendrick Lamar vs Drake, and how he's fucking rinsed the man. Drake has come out with a round 2. I heard. I don't know what that is about, but hey, that's not what we'll talk about today. We'll talk about Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. So of course, first of all, Kendrick Lamar came out with the Like That diss after J. Cole's and Drake's first person shooter song came out around December, right? Kendrick Lamar came out with that diss, right? And from like my first thought on the song was like, hey yo, it's fire. I'm like, hey yo, I'm in Metro, I'm in Future, I'm in Kendrick Lamar's also on the beat. I'm like, hey yo, Drake getting dissed. Woo-hoo. Then I stopped a little bit, right? When I heard J. Cole in the song, like what the fuck? I was like, why? Drake makes sense. Every time Drake made sense. J. Cole made no sense. I'm like, Kendrick Lamar, why the fuck did you come after J. Cole? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you on, bro? Why did you come after J. Cole? Like, come on, bro, what the fuck? Right? And then I'm there like, why? And I still ask to this day. I know I asked like a few days ago, because the reason why I made this podcast was to address this whole rubbish. Sorry for the noise, for background noise. I'm sorry. A lot of just happening in the background. But hey, music is playing, so shout out to the music. Also, like Kendrick Lamar, right? When he came out with this, I'm thinking to myself, why? Why the fuck? Why in tarnation? Why the hell you come after J. Cole? Because I'm there like, what? J. Cole didn't do nothing wrong. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm pissed. Like, why J. Cole? And right now, right? Then after the beef and after everything's settled down, right? I'm still thinking to myself, okay, why Kendrick, right? And then I started just, going into like a lot of like tangents. I tried to look for answers, started looking for reasoning, and then I stumbled upon something, and then I also found like a reason, conclusive reason, yeah, to fucking make this shit make sense, right? So of course, in the way of this whole thing, I'm not gonna give you too much of like the things, but I want to give you an analogy that helped me, find a concrete reason as to why Kendrick Lamar has still not apologized to fucking J. Cole. Sorry guys for fucking shouting. I'm fucking my throat is glitching. Fuck, my throat is glitching. I'm sorry for that. So anyway, so now, right? Think of it like in like this, right? So of course, think of it like as like a high school situation, like. So now J. Cole and Drake are in the game, like a high school game. Of course, high school, not basketball, not anything, not football, nothing, right? It's just high school and doing high school stuff, right? So now, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake are in high school. They're not friends, but like they are friends with with mutual understanding of each other. Like they are the top of the classes. The author of the class, it's always Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, top of the class, right? So now, think of it as like that. Let's go back to high school. I'll make it easier for you guys to understand how I understood this whole thing. Now, Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake in high school. The top three, always top of the class is Kendrick Lamar. So always Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole, right? So of course, they are not friends, but they understand they are mutual friends, like when they understand their own shit. So now, right, Kendrick Lamar is like a little bit late in the game, he like nobody knew what he was doing in class, but now he's part of the top three in the class, alongside J. Cole and Drake being the whole thing in class and everything. And keep in mind right now, Kendrick Lamar has a girlfriend, right? Okay, now where am I going with this, right? So I'm gonna say it right now. So Kendrick Lamar comes out with this unbelievable hunger to be the best. He wanted to be the best. So to be the best, he topped every class him and Drake were in. He's top of that class. Drake is second, yes, but J. Cole's third. J. Cole's chilling. He's third, right? It's fine, right? Now, right? Kendrick Lamar is doing better than Drake at every position, every level, everywhere. Kendrick Lamar's there, right? When it came to Kendrick Lamar and Drake, right? Kendrick Lamar was always outbesting Drake, outbeating Drake, all that stuff, right? Type shit, right? And now you got a Drake that went from mutually respecting the guy to feeling a little bit anxious, right? But Kendrick Lamar is doing this shit for other reasons, He's doing this thing for other reasons, He has some. Maybe we don't know what reason it is per se, but you can see his passion to be top of the class, the best in the whole game, J. Cole respects it, but Drake doesn't respect it because but Drake doesn't respect it not because of Kendrick Lamar beating him, but because of how people see it, how people perceive it. People perceive it that, oh, Kendrick Lamar better than Drake. Drake is not catching up to Kendrick Lamar. What's going on? What's this is happening? And now you see Drake getting a little bit anxious because now everyone's looking at him weirdly. Because like, hey, listen, people are relying more on Kendrick Lamar than Drake for help in their school, in exams, whatever. Keep in mind again, high school analogy, try to make it make sense, right? So now, right, Drake gets pissed and does the unthinkable, the unforsakable. In rap games, it's called sneak dissing because of course it's like it's low, it's like very low, right? But in the art of school, it is do something as heinous as taking somebody's girlfriend. So Drake takes Kendrick Lamar's girlfriend to assert his dominance over this whole situation. Like, hey, listen, I'm still the best in the game. I got the best. I got the hardest chick in the class. Kendrick Lamar's girlfriend, right? Now Kendrick Lamar gets pissed because of course, right now in the school game, this whole first and second thing, right? It makes sense. Like, come on, why are you getting pissed, right? Of course, but Drake gets pissed only because of course how people see him. So of course, the only way to really show his dominance is to get someone's girlfriend, Kendrick Lamar's girlfriend type shit, the whole situation of Kendrick Lamar's girlfriend, type shit, right? Now Drake steals Kendrick Lamar's girlfriend. Kendrick Lamar gets pissed in turn, and they start playing back and forth. So now the friendship or the mutual friendship turns into rivalry, and thus begins the high school rivalry of the century. Of course, while Chico just chilling in the back, just chilling, do nothing, right? So now, of course, right, let's just say one day, like a few years pass, and Drake and Kendrick Lamar are still doing high school type shit, just high school analogy. Now Drake calls J. Cole for help because J. Cole is, the best at, this certain subject, like Kendrick Lamar and Drake are good at a lot of things, but like this subject per se, J. Cole's the best at the subject, right? I don't know what the subject is. Go and fucking think of one if you want to think about one in the comments. I know something my think J. Cole's good at. Write that shit in the comments down. But anyway, so Drake asks J. Cole for help, hey, help a nigga out, let me, help me with this shit out. And J. Cole's like, cool, yeah, I'll help you out, cool, it's fine, right? Thinking nothing of it, right? Where am I going with this? I'm getting there, alright? I'm coming. Kendrick Lamar gets pissed, gets angry. What the fuck? J. Cole is a friend. It's like they are a little bit closer than Kendrick Lamar and Drake, of course. But like seeing this guy, because it's probably the top 3, right? Helping Drake kind of shunned him a little bit, give him a little bit of that edge. Because like, of course, right? It's like it's the whole thing of like, listen, you came after my girl first, and now a friend of mine, like, the fuck, bro? And of course, keep in mind, right? Drake did ask Kendrick first. Kendrick of course, I said no, like, nah, we still have beef. I don't want to talk to you, type shit, and this like that, right? But went to J. Cole. From Kendrick's perspective, right? It's a little bit of a dick move because like two of the biggest minds in the classroom are working together. A little bit of a dick move from on Kendrick's perspective. So Kendrick saw it as an insult and a challenge towards Drake, which I think, from Drake's perspective, right, was what I think was planning. I'm not too sure because this whole beef thing, like the build up to the whole J. Cole feature was a little bit weird. That's going to J. Cole's and Drake's feature on the First Person Shooter song, but it was quite an analogy, right? And even in the real life, it was hard to really find out why Drake actually called J. Cole up. Who knows? It's still a mystery to me. But anyway, that shit happens. Now, Drake, so Kendrick Lamar now does his own thing with start, because now J. Cole and him are a tag team in this whole thing, right? Now Kendrick Lamar comes out with another group questioning their group's like legality, the whole shit, and now it's a whole it's calling it fake. It's calling the whole group shitty because, like, of course, Drake came after my boy's girl. He has beef, and Drake is coming after nothing. J. Cole too. Come on, like, it felt like an attack on Kendrick Lamar. Of course, Kendrick Lamar will fucking attack. But Kendrick Lamar will feel threatened because, of course, this shit went too far. It started with sneak dissing him on other tracks. It was fine. Was I sneak dissing with J. Cole on the track too? No. A straw that was broken by Drake, by Kendrick Lamar. What am I saying? What am I saying? A straw that Drake broke on Kendrick Lamar's back. That really was the last straw. Last straw, broken, right? Was that whole thing of like from Kendrick's my God, from Kendrick's perspective, right? It felt like an insult to him, like a spit on the face. J. Cole and his girl, first his girl, now a friend of his, J. Cole. Because I know, because in this cool analogy, right? I'm sure Kendrick would have worked with J. Cole, but in real life, like this was a thing of like it was just personal beef type shit. And we should have seen the signs from the get-go that this shit was personal. It wasn't this whole Nas Jay-Z thing when like the whole beef started because of a different rapper and everything. So of course that was so long for ranting, but I wanted to give you guys that whole perspective. If you didn't understand that whole thing, I wasted my fucking time, and I'm sorry for wasting your time. But like, I want to sum up quickly by saying, Kendrick Lamar was best in the class. Drake got pissed because people were saying Kendrick Lamar was better than Drake. Drake took Kendrick's girlfriend. Kendrick Lamar was pissed. Kendrick Lamar was pissed, and now they started hating each other back and forth, secret, of course, right? And then of course, J. Cole comes out of nowhere. I don't believe some of this shit because it was stink dissing. You can make your own assumptions to all this shit because it's assumed. It's not like direct, it's assumed. That's why that is what a sneak diss is. Assumed attacks, not attacks directly. Then Kendrick Lamar comes out with the whole no card, hell no, brings out the whole Metro, brings the fucking Future, and comes with this. So from Kendrick's perspective, right, he doesn't have to apologize. Right, I can see I agree with Kendrick Lamar. If I was in a situation, right, I wouldn't apologize too. Like, what the fuck? like come on, the fuck, right? So of course, right, now that we're down about Kendrick Lamar, we give some credit to Kendrick Lamar and why he should not apologize for the beef at all. Let's talk about J. Cole for a hot few minutes. So now, J. Cole, right? My guy, J. Cole, Jermaine Cole. This man, right, got so much hate, man. Like, even like after I saw the apologies on J. Cole, like, hey, so J. Cole for this whole thing, and I just want to like just give like a breakdown on this whole thing. Like, people like this whole beef, right, was like the whole J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar thing, right? After the apology, right, was the dumbest shit I've ever seen on YouTube in my life. Like, the dumbest shit. I remember my feed was filled with J. Cole ruined legacy because of the apology. J. Cole shouldn't. Why rappers should not respect J. Cole? Why rappers do not respect J. Cole? I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, it makes no sense. YouTube, like, I'm also YouTuber. I also use YouTuber. I also use some clickbait type shit, right? But then, like, what? I was so shocked. What? My brain was lost. Like, why? Like, J. Cole legacy ruined. Wait, my God. I'm sorry for getting frustrated, but this whole thing, it was dumb as shit. So I want to give you guys just give my thoughts on this whole thing. First of all, right, on this whole J. Cole Kendrick Lamar beef, right, nobody, and I swear to God, nobody, right, before this whole Kendrick Lamar come after J. Cole beef was saying Kendrick Lamar versus J. Cole. No one was saying Kendrick Lamar versus J. Cole. No one was saying that. The first assumptions that were made when we thought about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar was the collab fucking album. Don't lie to me. Alright? Y'all niggas should not lie to me at all. Y'all niggas won't think about J. Cole versus Kendrick Lamar. Y'all niggas will think about where was the collab album. When people were putting J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar in discussions, right? People were saying some albums better than others, but they weren't like saying, oh shit, like, oh, J. Cole's shit because of this whole thing. J. Cole's still good, but lyrically, Kendrick Lamar's better, right? And I get that whole situation, right? But now, there was no beef, there was no who's better. Like, on a serious level, on a serious scale, the people that were doing that, right, were not really like, they don't really taking it seriously, even. The whole idea was with the collab album. Because Drake and Kendrick Lamar, it was the beef. People were asking when was it gonna happen for Kendrick Lamar and Drake. For J. Cole, it wasn't when it was gonna happen. It was basically a collab fucking album. Sorry for saying that for too long. I'm just fucking stressing. My head is fucking all everywhere. So let me just really just let me just breathe quickly. So I'm breathing. Of course. Let's move on. So now J. Cole, right? Let me first address some things out. Did J. Cole ruin his legacy? No, he did not ruin his fucking legacy. Why? Why? Okay, it's annoying because like, as a J. Cole fan, right, I'm sitting out there looking at this whole people saying J. Cole ruined legacy because of the apology video. Initially, yes, I hear you guys, because the problem was that J. Cole first this guy, Lamar, and they apologized. For what now? Why apologize, nigga? Why apologize? Why I apologize, J. Cole? Why apologize for, right? And I get it, right? And I hear you. But still, his legacy ruined for apology to Kendrick Lamar. It's crazy. Let me put you guys on game for a second, right? The thing that pisses me off is that people don't realize that if they were in J. Cole's situation, right, they would have done the exact same thing, no question. And to prove it right now, I'm gonna give you guys what, in my opinion, was the perspective of J. Cole before, during, and after the beef. Let's get started. Of course, the first thing was, of course, J. Cole's thing, right? Initially, right, Kendrick Lamar came out with like this, right? On whenever the song came out, right? People were talking about it, saying it's the hottest shit in the town, and in my opinion, it was a good song. I like the song. I like the beef. I like the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef. The J. Cole one made no sense for me, of course, personally, because I'm a J. Cole fan, and also like it made no sense why they had the beef. But I already explained to you why Kendrick Lamar doesn't need to apologize already, so I don't want to go that again. But then in J. Cole's perspective, right? Imagine waking up in the morning. Right, you and of course waking up in the morning, right? You've been working on an album for like a few months right now, right? This album is like a teaser to like the final album of your catalog. The album's called Might Delete Later. So the album's called Might Delete Later, right? It's on production. It's almost done. You're just tweaking some things up. The release date is ready. Everything's just ready for the album, right? You sleep, right? Go to bed. You wake up. Then you wake up to see text from your friends, Kendrick Lamar. Sorry, not friends. Your family members, your cousins, your fans. Hey yo, Kendrick Lamar is dissing you. Hey yo, Kendrick Lamar is attacking you, bro. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? J. Cole? What the fuck are you gonna do? Now keep in mind, right? The album might delete later. It's coming. Like soon, come very soon, right? Imagine releasing that album out without addressing the J. Cole, without addressing the Kendrick Lamar beef whole thing. Imagine that. Like think about that for a second, right? The way people will be like, oh, imagine the reaction if J. Cole released the album, right? Without addressing this whole thing, because the fact is, right, anything J. Cole released now was gonna be tied to the beef, no question. And imagine him not breaking that shit out. Imagine that. Imagine that. People would have been like, "Oh, J. Cole's shit. J. Cole's useless. J. Cole's a bitch. He was like a scaredy cat. All that shit." If he didn't bring out the beef, and he brought the beef out, of course, so because of the pressure. Like what? Like you had an album coming out in a week. Like, bro, album coming out in a few weeks. You got this guy. One of your biggest rap idol or slash friend seeing you out of nowhere. Like the brain, the thought process there should be like, I'm stuck. Like the pressure is too much. It's gonna be too much. And like, you keep in mind, right? You're in J. Cole's shoes right now. How would you feel? Because like the pressure is gonna be too much. Like imagine right now, your album coming out next week. It had nothing to do with J. Cole. I mean, it had nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar. Imagine that. And then you don't release that song. Like what the fuck? people will be like, J. Cole's bullshit, J. Cole's trash. Imagine him not releasing the song. Imagine you yourself as J. Cole, right, not releasing the song. It would be bullshit. Whew. Okay. Another thing I want to talk about, right, is that this whole thing of like the whole idea of like J. Cole should not release the song, right? If J. Cole was saying sorry, why did he release the diss track? Pressure was the reason. It was too close for the pressure, and pressure was the reason. If you were in his shoes, I'm sure you would have done the same thing. Also, to keep in mind, right, I'm gonna use the analogy of if you're not a rapper, you don't understand what's going on. No, that is not fair. Everyone deserves the right to opinionate and make their own assumptions based on their own thing. The material that was given to them is fine, but keep in mind, right, this is not like too much opinionated, because the fact is, right, it makes no sense that J. Cole wouldn't come out with a diss track, like, because the fact is, right, Kendrick Lamar came at him out of nowhere, so of course he had to shoot back. It's J. Cole, come on. So now, going to apology right after the whole thing, right? People were like, "Hey, J. Cole, apologize. J. Cole's shit. You're a scaredy cat." And I'm thinking myself, like, I cried at first. I did cry at first. I don't like to. I shed some tears, like, why? I was like, J. Cole, why did you apologize to Kendrick Lamar? It made no sense, right? Because why, right? But then it made all sense later on, because like, and then again, I'm saying it again. If you were in J. Cole's shoes, you've done the exact same thing. Because think about it for a second, right? Sit down and think about it for a second, right? Kendrick Lamar is one of the biggest artists, like rap artists in the world, like, currently, right? And you are not only a fan of him, but also a friend of him. And you keep in mind, everyone's J. Cole right now. Everyone, a girl, boy, I don't give a shit what gender you are J. Cole right now. So now, right, as J. Cole, you are friends with Kendrick Lamar, but not only close friends, but also you respect this guy. You respect him because, you know, great rapper, all these things you respect about him. Imagine now, right, he came after you and dissed you. You feel hurt, of course you feel hurt. But at the same time, right, you're also a big name in the industry as well. You're a big name. J. Cole is a big name as well in the industry. Like, of course, you have a certain pressure to respond back. When you apologize, right, you became the bigger man, because of course you realize that, nah, it wasn't what I wanted to do. This is not what I felt. This is not what I wanted to do, and you really apologize. If everyone was in J. Cole's situation, right, you're all apologized because okay, now the question is simple. Who would you like? Would you lose Kendrick Lamar's friendship? People, answer me right now in the comments. Would you, if you're in J. Cole's shoes, would you lose Kendrick Lamar's friendship? Would you risk the friendship for a misunderstanding? Would you ruin the friendship for a misunderstanding? It makes sense, right? Why would you risk the friendship for misunderstanding? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Would you risk that? No. I know you're gonna risk that. I'm gonna answer for you guys quickly. No, you don't risk that. So now that whole shit happens, and I see the comments, the tweets, the fucking YouTube videos. This nigga's J. Cole legacy ruined. They could this that. I'm like, I took two breaths, and I was like, the fuck. Again, I'm like, the fuck. They're like, why? Even keeping aside later, keeping aside the rap beef, J. Cole has a history of not fucking up. People in there, for the most part, he's been consistent. We're all saying that, oh no, J. Cole's not consistent. He is consistent, because the problem with the thing about J. Cole is that, yes, people won't like him because everybody thinks he's doing what everybody else is doing. But the problem is that nobody was saying J. Cole was gonna fall off in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, just check it going. 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. No one singles will fall off. The only thing that was falling off for J. Cole was the title of his album. The title of the last album of J. Cole, The Fall Off. Of course. Think about that for a second, right? Not only the falling off, No one was saying, people were saying, yeah, music is boring. I hear you. But then, nobody was saying that J. Cole will fall off. Nobody was saying that. So how is his legacy ruined? As far as I know, I've not seen J. Cole, what do you call it, SA, CP, nothing. No shit. No dice. And his legacy is ruined? People, please. You can hate J. Cole for his music all you want. Of course, music is subjective every time, right? But you gotta respect the man's legacy. Legacy is one of the things where J. Cole has it in abundance. That guy has it in abundance. This man has been humble throughout. People will be like, in one of his tracks, he's talking about how he's saying being broke was better than being rich. That would know what the track was. Keep in mind that track was Love Yours. In that track, he never said outright. He never said outright that being broke is better. He asked the question, you think being broke was better? You say the question was, you think being broke was better. He was never saying that being broke was better. No, people, get it right. He was never saying being broke was better. He was saying you think. It's a question. It was a question. Right? It was a question. Right? So anyway, keep in mind, right, like that this whole I'm fucking shouting for no reason. And again, I'm apologizing for shouting for too much, but this thing gets me heated up because like it's one thing to like I've seen a lot of Fantano videos on this whole thing of like J. Cole's albums is trash, and I hear you. Your opinions are fine. I don't give a shit. What I care about is his legacy. And one thing Fantano gets right there is respect to J. Cole. You can the guy can hate J. Cole for his music and shit. I don't give a shit. But he respects J. Cole as a person, which I think should be the one thing that we should respect J. Cole as. Because like, you can hate his music. I didn't like Grippy. Don't get this straight. I'm a J. Cole fan. I didn't like Grippy. It was funny as shit. When I heard that song, I laughed like I was like it was like the song was a comedy skit. I laughed so hard because that song was so bad. But I didn't like the song. Of course, I like the song, right? But I still respect J. Cole as a person. His legacy is one of those things where it cannot be ruined easily. Is like hard to say. Like J. Cole right now has not done anything that as wrong. Like he has done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong that is like this man like what legacy ruined where? I'm still thinking like what the thought process, guys? What the thought process? Like as even as a rapper, his legacy is still put up there. People like J. Cole, yeah, of course I hear you guys. The Grammys is not there. The fucking numbers like Drake, not there. I hear you guys, but come on. Legacy ruined. He's been able to keep up now with J. Cole, so he'd been able to keep up with Kendrick Lamar and Drake for all these years, and we're still saying, he's gonna fall off. Legacy's ruined. Please, guys, come on the fuck, please. Anyway, now I want to talk about before I end this whole thing, right? I want to talk about two things before I end this whole thing. First of all, is who should replace J. Cole as B3 of the 2010s. Because some people don't believe he should be in the big three, and to them I'm saying, okay, let me hear you out. I heard Lil Wayne, and I'm like, Lil Wayne, his time's up already. He's been up like since in 2010s. He had some great albums, yes, but not as great as the albums when he started this whole rap game back in the day, back in the 2000s, right? Back with Kendrick Lamar. Back with Kanye West and Eminem, he was there. He was good then. He was still good now. Not saying it's bad, but it was good. It was better then with Eminem and Kanye West. Another big name I heard was Tyler Creator, and I love and it's, even though I love Tyler Creator, I love him. People did have like beef with one of his albums. What do you call it? Cherry Bomb. One of his more experimentative albums, right? I didn't hate the album per se. I didn't hate the album, but people were like, this album was the album that that was like, hey, listen, this was the album that people thought, in their opinions, right, would like solidify his downfall. Like people were like, hey, listen, this album was the end of Tyler. If he didn't come out with a better album in the future, career done. Even him to a certain point was like, listen, if Flower Boy didn't succeed, don't rap, or I'm gonna be a forgotten rapper. Of course, thank God, Flower went and did some numbers. I'm proud of Tyler Creator for all that shit, but he cannot be in the big three because, like, no one's saying that for J. Cole. When around the same time, right? Forced to Drive came out. One of the best sold albums, one of the best sold records of that time, and also, right, to add some to an injury, right, to a very good injury, right. That album came from his record label, the first album of his own record label. When he was doing great in Rockefeller Nation, right, to start his own record label, a lot of pressure was going to be on him, of course, to deliver a good album, and he did a great album. People liked it, and yes, another argument is that music is boring, right? And I also argue that, hey, if music is boring, right, why are people still listening to this album, right? Why is 40 plus million listeners listening to this album? That's the whole fucking country. That's the whole country listening to this album. The whole fucking country listening to this album. Come on, guys, please. One thing to hate J. Cole's music. One thing to hate J. Cole's music, right? But it's another thing to go above and beyond to say his legacy is ruined. When, so far as I've seen, there is no charges on this man. This man has been cleaner than I've ever seen. This man is like, this man could look like Jesus with the way he's so clean on record. Man has not done nothing wrong. On the CP side, on the SA side, nothing wrong. Man has been chilling and having fun. Nothing wrong. Of course, one more thing I want to just add to just finish this whole thing, just summarize everything I want to say. J. Cole himself, right, to also make sure like J. Cole really gets a little bit of praise, let's also put this man, because the last thing I want to talk about is just J. Cole, how J. Cole dead on moral. Yes, he had to apologize after making the rap beef, this track on Kendrick Lamar, right? But also his way of standing on morals. Let's go back to one of his classics, Middle Child. I want to end off with a quote from a good song, Middle Child, right? So of course, in the song, keep in mind, right? This song was made in around like 2018, 2017. This in the rap in the song itself, it says one of the bars read, "But I'd never beef with a nigga for nothing." Right? If I smoke a rapper, it's gonna be legit, right? Easy. Think about that for a second, right? He'd never beef with a rapper for nothing. If you go smoke with a rapper, it's gonna be legit, it's gonna be real. With Kendrick Lamar, there was no reason to come back to him because there was nothing to do on Kendrick Lamar's side. So of course he apologized. He had to stay on game because he never had personal beef with Kendrick Lamar or Drake. And as we have seen from Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, we know that Kendrick Lamar has beef with Drake. He has beef with Drake, like not the Nas Tupac beef. Not the Nas Jay-Z, not the Tupac Biggie beef. No, it's a whole nother level of beef. Not beef, it's hatred. Man hates the nigga. Man hates Drake. Hates Drake to the point where I've never heard someone saying, "I'll revoke your N-word pass." Nas never said that. Tupac never said that. Kendrick Lamar came after a nigga's kids. Tupac only came after Biggie's wife. Man, Kendrick Lamar went after a nigga's kids. 2 kids, presumably. His wife, his mama, and daddy. Like, the hate is there. Hate is there, guys. Anyway, to end this off, hate J. Cole all you want. If you want to hate him, it's fine. Like, hate his music if you want to hate his music, right? But to say his legacy has been ruined, like, come on, guys. And if you do have like something to say about this whole thing, please write down in the comment section below. It's been a long one. It's a podcast format, so that's why I call it the podcast. Keep you guys fucking chilled and informed. Of course, this is not what I'm talking about. This is why I started with this, was just to give you guys, a French just a starting point for me to start off to say some of my shit. Of course, more videos on the way. I'll be making more videos promise you guys, I'm making more of this shit. And if you like this one, like it. If you didn't like it, please write in the comments that you didn't like it, so I can like your not liking it, so I know, okay, this is the dislike section, and this is the like section. because I won't be installing the extension for the YouTube delete app, YouTube dislike button. Anyway, sorry for ranting. Shout out to all the people that have helped me with the clips and also the music. Links to their channels below. Please check out the channels as well. Anyway, it has been Can Cats Fly with the first episode of Let's Argue the podcast. Maybe we'll Spotify. I do not know. Maybe we'll be on Spotify because I'm not too sure how far this will go. Again, appreciate it. If you liked what I talked about, if you didn't like it, it's fine. Comments, let's argue. It's the comment section is argue. And if you have a topic I will talk about next week or maybe in the future, write it down in the comments below. If you did enjoy this, again, thank you for watching this far. I mean, I'm just pissing out. I'm just being angry. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, thank you. The music is fly, I hope, and also the clips. I hopefully hope the clips will be funny. Thank you guys.